Alrighty guys, how's it going? Intense, how you doing? Chad, how you doing as well, man? Hope you're enjoying Hollow Knight. Card packs have been sent out, so yep, enjoy those. How you guys all doing? I don't usually do this on Mondays. This is happening because, unfortunately, y'all know who was first, right? He stole it from me. You see that? We don't usually do these on Mondays. It's just that Sunday, where I normally do the news and do like a raid or something like that, I ended up having a house guest. Very rare occurrence. I don't get those often. So, yeah, I'm pushing it to Monday. I also don't like doing that this way because we're going to do the news and then we're just going to jump into our single player playthrough game that we are currently in the middle of. And that just becomes more work on the video editing side when I upload it to YouTube later. But we're going to do it anyway because there was a good amount of news. I don't want to do a 2-week news session this weekend like I did the last time I missed one of those Sundays. Because I'm afraid it might become an even busier week and then like we're going to be screwed on the trailers for that week. So I'm manning up and just getting it done today. Which means more work on the video editing side for me. It's also my spring break, so should be okay in doing all that stuff anyway. So that being said, let's jump right in so we can try to get to as many trailers as we can today. So let's get our little window up here. Where are you? Oh, there you are. I have so many things here that stuff's starting to get lost. I might have to start moving that around. Alrighty. So, we're going to start the news with some good news, some very nice news. It's been 5 years since Ori and the Will of the Wisps were released, and the franchise has now hit 15 million copies sold. Congratulations to New Moon Studios. It is currently working on another game called No Rest for the Wicked, for anyone who's curious about any new stuff coming from the studio. It's kind of got a similar art style to Ori, but it's a completely different type of game. But do check it out. From what I've seen, it looks really, really cool if you're into that kind of game. So, yeah. And I say that because it's not your typical, like, side-scrolling type of game, or it's nothing like Ori. Nothing like Ori. So, following that, we have some news coming from Niantic. Scopely has purchased Niantic Inc. And it's 3 IPs: Pokemon Go, Pikmin Bloom, and Monster Hunter Now. Those are all mobile games, if you guys aren't aware of. Some of the bigger smacked my way. Some of the bigger mobile games out there, to be honest. And they've purchased them for $3.85 billion. On top of this, they are spinning a geospatial AI company called Niantic Spatial Inc. and funding $250 million to its startup. Essentially, they are looking to go further in the AR space by developing a larger geospatial model powered by machine learning that enables people and machines to understand and navigate the physical world. This model enhances spatial reasoning in the large language models by providing a spatial ground and symmetrical rich understanding of real-world locations built on proprietary databases of over 3 billion posed images. It delivers well unparalleled and foundation for a geospatial AI, enabling a deeper contextual understanding of the real world. If you guys are not really sure what I'm even talking about here, have you guys ever played these mobile games? It's the Monster Hunter Now, Pikmin Bloom, and Pokemon Go. Basically, these are games that use real-world maps to play the games, and some of them even go as far as when you angle your phone, it takes the background of whatever you're looking at and puts the game avatars in there, making it look like, oh, this is actually happening in the real world. They're kind of trying to make that even bigger, to the point that, like, you wear AR. If you guys don't know what AR is, that's augmented reality glasses. These things exist already. They're not widely used because there's not a lot of usage for it right now. But basically, they're trying to take it to the next level where you wear augmented reality glasses or whatever, and these avatars or so on look like they're really right in front of you. Really, really cool idea. Kind of taking Pokemon Go to the next level is basically what's happening here. If you guys don't know what Scopely is the number 2 largest mobile publisher out there. So they got lots of money, to say the least. And yeah, good luck to them, because that's kind of cool what they're doing there. I hope to see that. I find it hard to see that in anything but a mobile game, but like a really enriched mobile game to that level where like it feels like you're walking around the real world and playing the game at the same time is kind of really cool. Uh, I do fear a lot of people might get hit by cars. That was kind of an issue when Pokemon Go first came out. So I hope they find a way to avoid that somehow. I hope like I hope people don't have that happen to them. Is all I can say. Following that news, we got the PlayStation Plus catalog for March. So let's start with the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premiums. We got UFC 5 on PS5, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown on PS4 and 5, Captain Tsubasa: Rise of New Champions PS4, Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operations Code Fairy PS4 and 5, Arcade Paradise PS4 and 5, Bang on Balls Chronicle, never heard of that one, PS4 and 5, You Suck at Parking PS4 and 5, Siberia: The World Before PS4 and 5. Then you have the VR version of Arcade Paradise for PSVR 2, Armored Core. This is the first one. Interesting. PS4 and 5. That's the second one, Project Phantasm, and Master of Arena. Interesting. Bringing some classics. Okay. Wonder how they got that to work on PS4 and 5. Sorry for your loss. Read the last words off of a bus. God, can you imagine? These are real stories. When Pokemon Go first came out, there were a lot of accidents. It's not even not even saying that as a joke. Like, that really did happen. A lot of people would just walk right into traffic. Some people were even crazy enough to like drive in their cars while playing the game, just to like grab Pokemon faster. Crazy stuff that people did. So yeah. Yeah, like a lot of stuff happened when Pokemon Go first came out, and then like they changed the algorithm, I believe, to the point that like it doesn't refresh that fast, so to avoid people jumping in their cars and just skimming through Pokemon. And then they also did something where Pokemon would only spawn in areas, so like not on streets, to force people to go to like parks and stuff like that is kind of what they did. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. There's like whole articles about this stuff. Following that news, we have Ubisoft once again in the news. I feel like they're gonna be in the news like all the time until they eventually maybe sell. I don't know. It's crazy. Ubisoft shareholders is planning a protest outside of Ubisoft outside the company's Paris office after it claims the studio failed to disclose meetings regarding a potential acquisition. AJ Investments, a firm that with less than 1% stake in Ubisoft, says that the studio is horribly mismanaged by current management. In addition, the firm's CEO, Jiraj Krupa, says that the company failed to disclose reported meetings with EA and Microsoft. Apparently, there were meetings with EA and Microsoft buying Ubisoft. That's crazy. Among other interested parties regarding potential acquisitions of Ubisoft's IP, AJ Investment is ready to sue Ubisoft for misleading investors. In a statement to IGN, Ubisoft said that board has established an ad hoc independent committee to oversee its formal and competitive process so as to extract the best value for Ubisoft's assets and franchises for all stakeholders. Ubisoft will inform the market in accordance with application regulations if and once a transaction materializes. So, yeah, dude, these guys are the Gelman brothers are really doing some bad shit there. They're clearly like doing some shady stuff there, because the fact that they even had a meeting with EA and Microsoft, and they never disclosed it to the shareholders is insane. That's insane. Like you're not supposed to keep stuff like that. Like honestly, that's practically a crime. It's crazy. Microsoft be shady too. Yeah, I mean, I guess. But like it wasn't really their job to disclose it to the Ubisoft shareholders, so but like putting out an offer and stuff like that and having a meeting is not like against anything. It doesn't have to be put into public view, but like your shareholders need to know. The people who are involved with the money need to know. That would be nuts though if Microsoft bought them too. Jeez, like Microsoft already has so much under their belt. Like if they bought them too, and I would hate for EA to have them. I would really not want EA to buy Ubisoft. You better believe that if EA bought Ubisoft, all of those franchises would just probably get destroyed. EA would run them all to the ground. Although Ubisoft's already doing a good job with that. But moving on from there, we have some bad news for potential fans of this game if the page ever loads. Maybe the site went down. There we go. Free-to-play 3 versus 3 tactical first-person shooter Spectre Divide will end service within the next 30 days, and developer Mountaintop will shut down at the end of this week. Spectre Divide first launched on PC via Steam on September 3rd, 2024, followed by PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S, alongside the start of the game's first season on February 25th, 2025. In a message, Mountaintop co-founder and CEO Nate Mitchell explained that the season one and console launch did not achieve the levels of success necessary to sustain the game and keep the studio afloat. That's kind of sad. They didn't even make a year. But it just goes to show, man, it's a highly, highly competitive market in the live service shooter genres. So, yeah. The game is weird. That game is weird. I've never played it, but I've heard of it, and I've seen trailers on it. We will see Daddy again. Will we? Hi, Snow. I think Daddy's online right now, Snow. Playing with Zombie. Yeah, it's crazy. They didn't even make a year, and they're already shutting down. Just goes to show how competitive it is for like you to break into that market. He is no daddy, but he is a daddy. It's pretty well. Oh my god. Following that, we have Xbox news. So this isn't the first time I'm even reporting this, but now it's becoming more and more apparent in some of their games. I have mixed feelings about this. It's a cool thing, but I still have very mixed feelings about this. On the morning of the official Xbox podcast, Xbox corporate vice president of gaming AI, Fatima Kardar, joined vice president of next generation Jason Ronald to reveal exciting AI-powered updates that are coming directly to Xbox players to help you save time, find new games you're likely to love, or even help ease you back into a game you may have stepped away from. On the podcast, Kardar introduced Copilot for gaming, which Xbox insiders can get on early preview of the mobile soon. This AI-driven sidekick is designed to be your personalized gaming companion, helping you get your favorite games faster, coaching you to improve your skills, and connecting you better with your friends and communities. In an example scenario, players were presented using natural language, where Copilot was able to provide situation-specific advice to assist players in overcoming challenges and improving their gameplay. I'm not so crazy about this whole thing with AI helping you through games. Like don't get me wrong, like this is kind of cool, but like I don't know. Like for example, this right here. It's telling you how you can like it's literally in your Minecraft game, telling you what to do. There's more examples here of like, oh, you want to pull up a strategy guide to help you do this. I just don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna be honest with you. What they should do, they're working on that already in Set. I believe the first ones to do it and implement it at the moment is the guys, the Craft Done guys. Craft Done is implementing AI squad mates that literally follow your orders and help you find stuff and shoot enemies and cover you and all that stuff in their PUBG game. Yeah, you can get a fully AI'd partner to play with you. And you can like tell him like, hey, I'm looking for this ammo. And he'll just ping it and look for it for you. Or you can tell him like, watch my back. And he'll just turn into an aimbot just looking for enemies. Like it's a little crazy. And it uses ChatGTP to actually respond to you. Which is even scarier. But yeah, it's crazy what they're doing out there with some of these things. And then we have some more bad news. Although I'm not really surprised by this one. I thought this was a really weird idea for a game when it first came out. And the trailer I first saw it on this. But it is what it is. So Star Wars Hunters is shutting down all servers. All servers will go down on October 1st, 2025. As of April 15th, the final content will drop for free. In-game purchases will be disabled across all platforms. New support hunter Tuya will join the battle as part of the final update, and Tuya will be available and playable for all users immediately at no cost, along with a slate of additionals in-game content. So, if you guys don't remember this game, this was the weird Star Wars like Overwatch-y Paladins game that they made. I'm not surprised that this didn't do so well. It lasted longer than I expected though, because I think this went on for about 2-3 years. But yeah, not really surprised that this doesn't have more of a fan base, I guess. Still surprised it lasted as long as it did. Kind of a weird game. Weird thing. I don't know who asked for this. But, yeah. And that kind of covers the news. So, that gives us a nice amount of time here for some trailers. And a good amount of trailers. So, let's start with our first one of the day, which is a game called Lost in Random, The Eternal Die.
Let's roll, Fortune.
Listen, what weapon will always bring a smile to your face? The hammer!
I will admit, this is a really pretty looking roguelike.
Magic in these.
It's got like a pretty interesting backpack / mechanic to it.
Don't you die now, but if you do, lucky me.
Lost in Random, The Eternal Die.
Alright, next up, we have a game called Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. This game made me immediately, and I think it's the same people, I'm not 100% sure, think of that zombie game. Oh, not that zombie game. I'm sorry. This is the zombie game. Made me think of that other game, that war game. What's it called? Ah, shoot. I'm gonna have to look it up. I forget what it's called. It's like war something. Immediately made me think of it, and I think it's the same people. World War Z? No. It's a side-scrolly type thing. Really messed up. Really dark. Called. Oh shoot! Why am I not remembering the name of this game now? The War of Mine. This War of Mine. You guys ever seen This War of Mine? Really dark, like side-scrolly type thing. Really shows what the ugly side of war does to like cities and towns and people, civilians. Like it's really like a good game. Following that news, we have the next collection of the Tomb Raider series. 4, 5, and 6 here,
I fear
remastered.
there are things in the vaults man was not meant to see.
This was eventually going to come out.
I'm not a man.
The first 3 did quite well.
And I'm always very careful.
I mean, all this is cool and all that, but like, I would just like a new Lara Croft game in general. Like, I know they kind of reboot the series, so it's like, I don't know if maybe they're just not sure where to go from there. But like, I don't know, like, just come up with a whole new story.
Good luck, Clara. I fear you may need it.
I make my own luck.
Alright then. Just not the same without the square boobs. Just saying. Becky. I did nothing wrong. Next up is a game called Buramato. Where's my sound? Is the trailer like that? Or am I just... Yeah, okay, the trailer is like that. Any of my old school JRPG fans will probably be into this. It's totally got that like JRPG cozy vibe. Also, I'm not gonna lie, the music is kind of bumping right now. It's interesting because, like, the first thing I thought about when I saw this is, like, this looks like a very indie JRPG. And, like, the more I look at it, the more it just feels like an art style that they're just going for. It's interesting. There's nothing here, right? Let me see here. Nope, nothing more. Okay. Next up is a game for the people who like the silly and ridiculous stuff. Here is a game called Promise Mascot Agency. Apparently a lot of open world, a lot of crime drama, and there's mascot management. Also, I can't get over how, like, that's basically Kiryu's voice. I don't know why that's there. They must have hired the voice actor or something, like... Next up is a game called Earth versus Mars.
We interrupt this program to bring you these astonishing images. For the first time, astronauts from Earth have successfully landed on Mars. This really is an incredible moment for the whole world. Later tonight.
Yep, it's that kind of game. It's Advanced Wars, basically. It is kind of interesting that you don't see more of these kind of games. All right. Next up is a game called Ale Abbey. In beer we trust. You know, I can get behind that. Beer is quite trusty. Next up is a game called As I Began to Dream. There was another game I played a while ago. I didn't really play through it all the way. It was a game I got off of like a Keymailer that was kind of like this. It used like pictures to as a puzzle to progress through the level. This seems to be using a very similar mechanic, which is kind of cool. Alright. Next up is a game that I think we're all familiar with. But here is, I believe its first big update. Hades 2, the War Song update.
We've reason to believe the trouble brewing on Olympus is significantly worse than it appears.
The god of war.
Either you are with me or against my king. No in between. Ah, a fellow student of death. Perhaps you know me from my work.
New night, new path. Olympus calls. Golly, is that you? Get him, Golly. The swift runner. The champions. Get your tentacles away from me.
Why not lend me your voice for old time's sake? Let go your burdens for a bit.
What happened up there on Olympus last night, babe? I wish to know exactly who you truly are.
The first one was so good. This just makes me want to really play this.
Into the storm.
I do need to go back to the first one though, because like there's a lot that's happened there since the last time I played it. Next up is a game that is kind of been remastered. Here is Ukulele Replay. Or Replay. I don't know, they tried to do a play on words with ukulele. I think it glitched there. Yep. Apparently Rextro Bites Back is also in it. Which is another like of those platformer games. I've never heard of Rexto. So that's interesting. Next up we have Dune Awakening.
Few survive this world. But those who do awaken.
They have some cool things going on in here, but like
The desert wants you dead, off-world.
I don't know, like
If the sands don't take you, the storms.
survival game doesn't really get me excited.
But you don't have to walk
It's like
this path
the thing I
alone.
want more than anything is what game
In every
companies
danger,
don't want to make for some reason.
There is
And that is like
opportunity.
a story adventure game.
Foundation of something greater.
Everyone wants to make live service
A power
games
waiting
for
to
some
be
reason.
harnessed.
Something
Desert
that they can
power.
keep marketing and getting more money
Some
off of.
claim to rule this planet. But Arrakis is yours to explore. To fight for. To conquer. But there are forces beyond even your control. Master Arrakis, and it will open your mind. This is your path to awakening.
Add it to wish list. You're not gonna like this, Chad. Like 100% guarantee you're not gonna like this. It's a survival game. It's not a story game. This is basically Ark. That like glitched. I don't know why. Maybe that was intentional? I don't know. That's weird. Next up is a game called Kitchen Sink Aloha. This looks like it could do well. It's kind of not the same as Dave the Diver, but it's got like a nice little kitchen type of thing going on. Could be pretty fun. I'm not sure if I should even bother with this one. Because, like, yeah, this is basically being sold. This is basically a new game, but it's not really a new game. Alright, screw it. Here is Among Us 3D. This is a new game. This is not, which I think is weird that they did it like this. Like, they probably should have done this as like a DLC or something.
I saw him.
But
You saw him?
yeah, it's not a DLC. This is literally like, it's a whole new game. Weird that they're doing it like that, but whatever. Next up is a really, really adorable game. Here is a game called Origami, a paper adventure. Oh, what just happened there? It's a weird, like, glitch on that second for some reason. Hold on, let's say. Let's do a refresh from the beginning. This is like super indie, but it looks kind of cool. It's like you're this piece of paper going around, traveling the area, and like, yeah, you turn into different things like boats and planes to get around. A cat, apparently. Interesting type of like little platformer. Next up, we have a return to Xenoblade, which is kind of awesome. Here is Xenoblade Chronicles X. I think they're trying to bring back some of the old Xenoblade games, which is kind of awesome because, like, don't get me wrong, like, the ones that they put out are really good, but the old ones are also really good.
July 2054 AD. The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and rubble in the blink of an eye. The coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth-Life Colonization Project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones, the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us, literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, The white whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface. Since then, 2 months have passed.
I'm totally digging it. I need to actually get back to the Xenoblade Chronicle storyline because, like, we did the first one, but haven't done the second or third. And those are really, really good games. And it's cool that they're bringing some of the really, really old ones back. Next up is a game called Stellar Settlers. Pretty cool. If you like your city management stuff. Okay. Next up is a game called Seekers of Skyview. Yep, it's one of those games. The interesting part about this is I think this actually has like a bigger open map. It's not just a 3 versus 3 battle arena. Like, I think it's more of like in the sense of a battle royale. It's just pretty interesting to see something that's top down, because like that right there also makes me think it's an Extraction. Interesting, nonetheless. Where were we? Oh, right here. Next game is a game called Wonder Stop. He likes collecting the cups. Kind of cool, like little game. Looks like you're making teas, I think. Following that one, we got time for maybe one or two more. But here we go. Following that, we have Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault.
Rise and shine, little merchant. Wake up. Wake up, Will. Get ready. Your next journey unfolds. A new place to call home. Uncharted lands brimming with peril. And treasures beyond imagination.
I really like Moonlighter.
Tread carefully, though.
So, like, this is gonna be awesome.
Who knows?
What am I doing
what
after this?
tomorrow
Divinity.
holds.
Gonna do some Divinity. Yeah, first game Moonlighter was so good. Next up, and I think this will be our last one for today, is a game called Hurtling. This is definitely going to be one of those, like, journey type games, I feel. Where it's like it's going to leave, like, a deep emotional scar. And you're hurt after you finish it. You'd be like, no, not the weird moose sheep things. Oh, God. Should we do one more? Yeah, this is a short one. This will be perfect. This will be end us at exactly an hour. So here we go. The Lonesome Guild will be our last game. Not gonna lie, this one looks really good. Like, I'm really digging this one. you doing? Why am I purple now? Wait, what? It's weird. I'm purple? What? I'm purple? Oh, you're talking about chat. Chat. I see now. You're replying to chat. Yeah. Changed it up. He's bleeding purple. Alright. That's going to be it for games and trailers today. Again, I don't usually do it today. I don't like doing this usually when I'm going to do my single player 3 game. But we did it today just because, as I said, had guests yesterday, had no time, unfortunately, to get on the computer and actually do something. So we pushed it today. I was a little afraid because of how much news we had that we would have too big of a news week for 2 weeks. So, yeah, that's what ended up happening. But all good. We're now going to jump into our Divinity 2